Welcome to episode 1 of the much delayed episode 1 for the audio commentary of X-Arm. We've already seen this whole thing. It's terrible. Don't watch it without some sort of help. We're here to try to help.
I'm also here. I'm not looking forward to having to watch this episode a second time, but we didn't record an audio stream the first time, so...
So we're back at it. Starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, go. The first episode of X-Arm. Earth spins into view. They must have bought that render.
Why, because there's no way they could have a functional render like
Yeah,
that?
no. Oh, 2020. We remember this, yeah.
The world kind of did turn on its head in 2020.
Yep. It didn't go photo negative, but that's the only effect they've got.
Let's move some still images across the screen.
To be fair, even better shows would kind of do this sort of effect.
That's fair.
But, now we're getting a little... The only one thing can move. Here it's the lightning. Can't move the person to make them look alive. Not that the people could ever look alive in this show.
And we've got a bunch of bubbles.
Yeah.
Like Tesla spheres.
Oh, right, the intro. Okay. You're doing an action show, and you can rotate your models with this twangy pop song that isn't... It's not very high energy. Ah yes, Ogre, that thing that shows up in 2 episodes and apparently counts as a character.
Yeah, I don't know why, but somehow that blonde chick bothers me more than the others in her static.
I mean, it might be because she's got crazy hair that should move, but instead she's more plastic than a Barbie doll.
I think it's also that her eyes are bigger.
Along with the lead in that case, but the lead spends a lot of his time as a webcam. Oh, and you think they're slowing this encounter down for the intro?
And they're not.
If anything, I think they sped it up for when it shows up in the show later. I mean, Yig also has huge, crazy eyes.
Yeah, but they don't bother me as much as the...
I mean, she's
Blondie.
explicitly unnatural. The intro alone cannot let you know how much of a joyless mess you're in for.
It might give you some hints.
Yeah, some hints.
Is he in the protagonist seat?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, see, it's
Yeah,
got the
and he
hands
just stops in that awkward position.
That was an awkward transition.
And then this just fried rice dissolve.
Kind of want fried rice, though. Well, they like had his head bobbing at the same time as the mouth.
Yeah, but...
There's like 2 things moving at once for a
But
second.
one of them was 2D. But then they largely just stop him.
Uh-huh. It's the fact that it's those awkward poses.
Yeah, they stop in the weirdest poses. Also, what a creative shot. Straight on, 2 people talking. A normal show might, cut between them. Okay, do things more like this.
Yeah.
The people who made this anime have watched an anime before. I'm not sure how much they learned from it. But...
Notice we're also just harping on the visuals because...
Yeah.
I think it's because the
The writing doesn't get bad until a little bit later.
Also, it's just kind of generic right now.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
generic bullies.
Yeah. And like just particularly generic. Make sure to put them out of sight before you actually have your main character move.
Because otherwise you'd have to, you know...
Oh, and we're not even in the future yet.
And you date with Kirkun.
Oh, that's the last memory we want you to have.
But you did not actually get isekai'd.
Not anywhere worth going, just the future.
That doesn't count as an isekai.
But we've got GIF explosions. And slow-mo.
Is that slow-mo just so that they can eat more time with the action scene? So
At this point, I think it. I'd say, hey, let me insert a quarter, but, this isn't 2006. An arcade would be embarrassed.
I mean, if it's using a new game. This, you know, the old classic games.
I think this is the most they ever try. This fight doesn't seem like it's underwater ballet.
It's not good, but...
No.
Also, no one's wearing armor and there's bullets everywhere. How is no one getting shot?
I mean, that's your classic A-team firing.
But it's still exceptionally grievous in terms of the number of bullets flying right now.
Wow, remembering where this goes, a show is really trying to trick you into thinking that it can actually do action. I don't know, maybe this part was more accurately stolen from the manga. Fire.gif, our friend.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the fire effects are so...
It has like 3 frames and it's clearly photorealistic rather than CG'd or drawn.
Why?
Because they could? Because it's hard to draw fire?
I suppose. And we're sorry for the moment of quiet because...
Yeah. Just watching them open up the box, like...
Plug in our main character, who gets to be naked now.
To be fair, that being a cyberspace thing is... More shows than this do that.
Yeah.
It does also say...
I'd also forgotten how just stupid he looks in his default expression.
Oh, yeah. When we're busy saving on lip movement with the huge wide eyes.
That's a human brain in the...
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a brain.
Look, Minami's not very bright.
Yeah. Of course he doesn't look human. Someone took a brain out and slapped it in the machine.
Human brain in a titanium shell, they said.
Thank you for sharing your visual data, because otherwise this would kind of suck.
And thus the technophobe is a machine.
Which is kind of hilarious in that I don't think the technophobe thing ever comes up again.
I mean, it really doesn't. It's implied that it was rooted in some deep compatibility or incompatibility between his real self and machinery, but it's never used. When that really could have been a kind of interesting concept.
Yeah, but yeah, that expression, he just looks perpetually surprised and stupid.
And he can never change that dope face, because that's just a flat render.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile...
people who must matter because they are actually rendered?
Yeah,
and
as well as the JPEG of the officer, and...
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't
that
render...
other... and Smiling Man.
I don't know why they didn't render the officer, because he's on set enough that I feel like he should have earned a render.
Maybe they just ran out of budget. Whereas Blondie is barely in this, but she has boobs, so she gets a render.
I guess.
And then this guy.
His XR 9.
Yeah, the episode 1 antagonist,
Or
XR 8.
Run away immediately, unless you're the protagonist.
Or the police screaming fire as... Bullet time isn't impressive anymore. In fact, it was hardly impressive in the first place.
And it was mostly because it was done in live action.
Yeah.
It's never been impressive in,
animation.
Because you can control everything in animation. But he obviously has...
How many times do we have to say it? Real human brain.
But he obviously does something since he's an X-arm. It's, the Technophobe thing was...
It's not obvious at all. You don't even have a uniform. The robot girl's wearing a leotard. You don't look like cops.
Well, it's not obvious that... it's not great, and the Technophobe thing isn't used. This really is a fine intro in terms of...
Yeah, again, this episode, the worst thing on display is their technical skill, and it's not even the worst of the technical skill they have to show us. It, in fact, might be close to the best.
Mm-hmm.
This is X-Arm's best foot forward.
Slightly worrisome.
Didn't you just have trouble believing that?
Don't expect consistency in the writing.
Oh yeah, of course not. It's X-Arm. Fan service!
And wait, how did we suddenly cut to her running down the hall?
Didn't you see we cut to fan service and then back to the show?
Fan service doesn't magically create editing powers that let you escape from someone who can walk through walls.
Are you sure? Because... I don't know, I guess... It's incompetent fan service, so it probably does a lot less.
Why did she just let him walk up to her?
Look, he slipped the editor a 20. It's almost like he's completely incompetent.
To be fair, it's not like it's his fault.
No.
He just woke up.
been 26 years, he's a brain in a jar. And we wish James Bond would come in and do the rescue on this one. It seems like the kind of setup.
That shouldn't be smiling.
Yeah, she should have been splorched from that, especially with what we learned by the end of the episode.
Also, she shouldn't have been smiling. That was a horrified, worried, oh my, I told you to run.
Yeah.
I suppose that requires expressions.
Yeah, they don't have the budget for that. Everybody has, like, maybe 2 facial expressions. They actually can animate you in your white fog. Thank you, white fog. You have done us all an immeasurable service.
Uh-huh.
Again, Soul Calibur 1.
But, you know...
But Soul Calibur 1 is so much better than what they put up for the remaining 11 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they actually made her scream. I mean, it didn't look like much, just showing off a lot of dental.
Just fucking with everything, I guess.
Yeah. Neat power. It would be a shame if they rarely, if ever, used it again.
Yeah. It is a shame.
Why is she naked?
Because we're in cyberspace. You already answered that.
Fair enough. Thank you, White Fog. You have done us an immeasurable service. I know it would normally be disservice considering Alma, but it's X-Arm's art quality. The less of it we see, the better. Also, wasn't she strapped to a table?
Also, why haven't you killed her?
I mean, he's a dumb villain.
Also, just ignore the double entendres around Get Inside Me.
Oh, trust me, I've already blocked it out of my memory.
What were we talking about again?
I don't know, let's... Oh god, it's X-Arm! And he's doing a pull my finger thing again. Oh, we laugh because the alternative is crying.
They laugh because his failure at puppeting Alma's body was pretty bad.
Now it's like me playing Soul Calibur 1. I am no good at fighting games.
I would probably not be any better. I suppose it's an android thing that she's not at all fussed at someone else taking over her body.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of robot with no emotions. All the voice actors in this can actually act.
We ended up looking it up, and
yeah,
a lot of them have gone on or previously or both done some very good work.
Like, Minami, Police Girl? She's the lead in Bodacious Space Pirates. Very fun character, lots of energy. Our robot who has one inflection? She goes on to be Kate in Shadow's house.
Who's a
much more creative and likable human imposter. And yet, when he's kicked out of having his finger in Minami's abdomen, it doesn't mess her up at all. Continuity? What's that? Nobody in this show understands anything, dude.
No, I think they made a decision to not understand anything. I'm not sure what that has to do with you being trapped, though. And...
none of this ever comes up again.
I think he's just trying to sound cool because he's screwed.
Like... What even hit him? Did
Our imagination.
Almo roundhouse kick him, or did Minami punch him? They both seemed a little too far away for that, and Minami was on the wrong side to have delivered that blow. Continuity? What's that? Well, at least the episode 1 villain gets to exit the show. Guess that's his win.
I don't remember. Was this guy a villain or not?
I don't remember him. He wasn't important no matter what. I think he was just the obstructionist bureaucrat. Again, this might have been a good story if it was executed better. Ah, yes, the 2020 incident, that... This seems like it's supposed to be important.
Yeah.
Is it ever important?
I don't recall.
I mean, I think technically we get some...
I think that's a sort of...
Some of the real bad stuff. Oh, to be continued. Oh, never continue, X-Arm. Never continue.
Oh.
Well, this is really, finally, the end for us. For you, there are 11 more episodes of this shit where we don't have full precognition of what's coming and get to explore the horror firsthand. Welcome to the worst anime ever made, people.
We will pray for you.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.